And so we think it's fun for you to evolve in some of those vibrational patterns, to make what you want more dominant than what you've got. And the focus wheel can help you make improvements, but there is something about a daydream. Have you ever found yourself in a daydream? You did it a lot when you were little, where you just let your mind wander and it went to really cool places, where you felt really free and uplifted. But we want you to decide that you're going to take an advanced course in daydreaming. We want you to decide that you're going to allow yourself to go where your inner being already is. And here's the thing that we want you to know. Your inner being isn't taking you into illusions or delusions. Your inner being will call you into a reality that you have formed bit by bit through life experience. You have been living life and you have created a vibrational reality that is daydream worthy. And so now you know our heart's desire. Our heart's desire is that you let yourself be you and stop being the old version of you. Now, reality, what's manifested, is like gum you've chewed the flavor out of. There's so much more. We want eagerness to come over you. We want you to think about the things that you want. When you think of travel, we want you to no longer, or airlines aren't what they used to be, or there's too much traffic on the highway, or there's too much construction. Because while some of that is true, most of it has no relationship to the thrill of getting out into the world that you still want, you see. When you stumble across the thought of financial freedom just for a moment, and you feel the lift or elation that comes with that sort of fleeting thought, where am I going to get that kind of money? How am I going to ever be in a place where that could come to me? So you practice the thoughts that don't let your dreams live, so your dreams don't be dominant. Your current bank account is. Well, you don't have to do that. If we could convince you that what is vibrationally dominant within you will be, and it will be soon, that if you could find new, better feeling thoughts and make them dominant, which means make what is less dominant because the dream, the daydream, the idea of what you want is more dominant, you would start seeing the power of that kind of leverage. And Esther experienced a visceral feeling of that when she understood for the first time the difference between the power of a focus wheel, which is still cleaning up vibration, and a daydream, which just does not have any resistant vibration in it to begin with. A daydream that is resistance-free. You used to do it all the time. Why'd you stop? Others around you thought you should face reality because they didn't know that you came to create reality. They thought you just came to face it. So what would you like to talk about? We're eager to talk with you about anything you want to talk about. We're happy to meet you right where you are. You don't have to pretend that something is different than it is. There's nothing that is off limits. There's no place that you are that is a wrong place. There are just places that you are that help you to know that there's a different place that you want to be. So what do you say we go find some of that? Yeah? All right. You're going to like this. Begin right here. This time-space reality has the wherewithal to produce a desire within you. It has the wherewithal to give you the full-fledged manifested version of it. So what is required is a desire and a belief, an absolute knowing in that, you see. The thing that gets in the way is so much awareness of what is, that what is dominates the vibration and keeps recreating what is. And that's the rub about everything. That's the rub about finding a mate. That's the rub about
the challenge that many people have about finding a house that they want to live in, or affording a house that they want to live in other words. So it requires a suspension of attention of what is, and attention to desire in its purest form. And that's why we encourage you to let it be a mood building experience rather than a thought directing experience. It'll be easier to do that. So if you get to the heart of what you want and why you want it, and focus upon the why of it rather than upon the specifics of it, you're more likely to deactivate the unwanted vibration and activate the wanted vibration. Now, we've been quibbling about the word deactivation for a long time, because when it is important that you deactivate something, you're often looking right at that thing you want to deactivate and activating it. So it's about focusing so completely upon what you want that the absence of what you want is no longer active in your vibration. As you let your self-awareness be about your mood instead about the wrinkles under your eyes, if you let your self-awareness be about your mood rather than the amount of money that's actually in your bank account, if you will become mood-based rather than fact-based, the facts will change. So we say a lot of things, don't we? So when you start with the premise that when you are connected to who you really are, you are powerful. So let's just use that as the basis from which we move forward. And now we want to say to you that what you give your attention to is what you're attracting into your experience. And now we want to say something to you, and you will remember it all of this day, that the only difference worth talking about between the non-physical you that we described as your inner being, who is aware of you at all times and with you in every moment, and you, the only difference between the two of you that we really want you to remember forever is that your inner being does not look back. Your inner being just keeps being the forward-most version of you, not looking back in any justification, in any comparison, in any defense, just bees this wonderful culmination of life, looking forward to. Now, here's where you come in. You're in your body and you're exposed to contrast. That's a good thing. Doesn't feel so good sometimes to you, but it is a good thing. So as you're exposed to this contrast, knowing what you don't want, and therefore knowing what you do want, whether you can speak it or not, and launching these rockets of desire, you are creating a vibrational reality. And the reason we call it a vibrational reality is because it takes a little bit of time for those thoughts to turn to things. It's a vibrational reality that is perfection by your choices, because you put all of the ingredients, all of the elements of it forward, and they've been collected by the law of attraction. They are in what we are calling a vibrational reality. This is a vibrational reality that is so real that we named it the Vortex, wrote 2 books about it. We want you to accept the realness of this, and we want you to know that your inner being is there with all of that. So picture it this way. All of the ingredients that you have been finding through life, all the yes, I prefer that, and wouldn't that be wonderful, and I really like that, and I will look forward to that, and I know what I don't want, I know what I do want. All of that sifting and sorting that you have done for far beyond what you recall from this physical life experience is in this vibrational reality, and your inner being is all over it, knowing every bit of it. And what that means is, now this is new, we have not said this to you before, but this is your new empowering information. This will take you into the stratosphere in terms of what other people are watching around you. This will put you into a category of creating that is so sublime that others will wonder what your magic is. And it's not magic, it's just a productive application of the law of attraction. It's utilizing the power that is within you to focus it in the direction of the things that you care about. Things for yourself personally, things for others whom you care about, even things that are on a global scale or a universal scale. You have power that you have not been utilizing, and we think that it's a good time to begin utilizing it. So here is this vibrational reality that you have gathered, and you've gathered it incrementally, and let's call it full of ingredients. All right, let's have fun with this. So when you are out ahead of it, meaning you're in that place of non-resisted thought, maybe you're swimming, maybe you're making love, maybe you're meditating, maybe you're basking in the deliciousness of something. And as you are in that state of non-resistance, these ingredients present themselves to you in the form of an idea or an impulse, a powerful idea or impulse. Now, you don't know it's powerful because it's just sort of like a simple thought. Stop at 7-Eleven. Or it's just a simple thought. I think I'll take a run, or I think I'll go to the beach, or I think I'll call my mom, or. But what we want you to know about it is, because the ingredients are there, and because your inner being is there with those ingredients, and because your inner being knows where you are in relationship to everything that you want, when you get into that state of pure positive energy, when you get into that state momentarily, it might be 10 seconds long, of non-resisted thought, you have access to what your inner being knows about everything that's in there. And then an idea occurs to you, and when you follow that impulse, this time and next time and next time and next time, you begin to discover your true power. That's where the ideas that matter most come from. Now, they've always been there for you. Those ingredients have always been there for you. And your inner being has always been focusing them in to thoughts that you could receive, but you can't unless you're in a non-resisted place. Because you have to match up with what that thought is, and that thought is pure positive energy. Oh, we want you to feel the power of your vortex. We want you to reap the benefits of all that you have been living. We want you to find the timing, this moment in time timing. We want you to know that when you tune into that the impulse, and then the next, and then the next, and then the next will come.